But can I have a roll call?
Thank you, Chairwoman. Planning, Development, and Environment Committee, Legislator Laura Curran.
Here.
Thank you. Legislator Carrie Solage.
Here.
Ranking Member Arnold Drucker.
Here.
Legislator Stephen Rhodes.
Present.
Legislator Denise Ford. Vice Chairman Dennis Dunn.
Here.
Chairwoman Laura Schaefer. We have it all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have one item on the agenda. Clerk item number 598-16. Ordinance making certain determinations pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act and authorizing the County Executive of the County of Nassau to accept on behalf of the County of Nassau an offer of purchase from Homes for Our Homecoming Heroes Incorporated of certain premises located in the incorporated village of Freeport, County of Nassau, State of New York. Said property known as Section 55, Block 364, Lot 2, on the land and tax map of the County of Nassau, and authorizing the county executive to execute a deed of contract of sale and all pertinent documents in connection thereof with to consummate the sale. May I have a motion? Moved by Legislator Dunn, seconded by Legislator Gaylor. Hi, is someone to speak on this?
Harold Williams, good afternoon. Harold Williams, County Attorney's Office. This is a contract of sale between the county and Homes for Homecoming Heroes. Homes for Homecoming Heroes is a non-profit organization that builds affordable housing for veterans and their families. This piece of property is currently abandoned. It attracts dirt and people. It's very unsightly, and I think Mr. Sklar and Homes for Homecoming Heroes will make the property attractive. It will house a veteran. It will put it back on the tax rolls.
Okay, great, thank you. Mr. Sklar.
Legislator Schaefer, Mr. Sklar is here and would like to speak on the item as well.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's nice to address this wonderful legislative group. I see we've got a lot of new members. The last time I was here was 4 years ago, and you approved the site in Hicksville. And we built the house for when we started out, we didn't think we'd have a veteran with disabilities, but we did. And we ended up building an 1,800 square foot house with a complete finished basement, appraised at $650,000, that we transferred to the veteran for $235,000, with 1% down and $15,000 we gave towards closing costs. It's one of the greatest American stories. The veteran came to this country at 13 years old. He had a green card. He went into the service. And not just for 2 years, just to get his citizenship, but he was on the Ronald Reagan ship, so we know he was a Republican. For 8 years, until they sent him home with a disability with a bad aneurysm, as an engineer taking care of all the propellers on the ship. He then went to Pratt Institute and became an engineer. Now he's working right down the street, building the airplanes. He has a job with Grumman. We still, with the federal government, nothing happens to this new plane that they're building unless he approves it. He has one child, and his wife just had her second, and they're the most wonderful family you ever met. You can go online and look at the house. It's homesforhomecomingheroes.com. And we think in Freeport here, we'll build another nice house. This will be a little bit different layout. We're going to try to build a ranch, because the property's a little differently straightened out. And what we do when we build these houses, we do it all volunteers. We have Local 290, the Carpenters Union. Guys work 13 weeks to stand up the whole house. It took us 69 working days to build that house. We never opened up a first aid kit, and we had 5% waste on the site. They said, nobody in this street can do this, but my people do it for us. So thank you for voting for this, and we hope you can come back for some more land. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sklar. Legislator Rose, did you have a question?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Just Fran, I noticed that I'm not sure who would actually have the answer to this. I noticed that the sale price to the county is less than the appraised value of the property according to the appraisal. That's my understanding is that's because at the time of the appraiser was unaware of some of the restrictive covenants that ran with the land?
To ensure that the house remains affordable housing for veterans, there will be a deed restriction which will run with the property. So once it's transferred, it will always be a house for veterans. That deed restriction has lowered the appraised value.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
About the restriction? So about the restriction?
Mr. Sklar, do you have a comment on that?
Excuse me, I know it sounded real great that we sold this veteran this house for such a low price. No, that's not the end. We placed a second mortgage on that house for the full valuation. We will decide over the course of 30 years on how much money we would want back if the veteran goes to sell the house. 5 years later, he can die, the wife can't afford it, we might let it take all the profit from the house, but we make sure it's sold to another veteran. So that's one of the restrictions. You know, it sounds nice, we did all this work and gave him a house. But it wasn't our intention to give him a landslide profit and walk away with $500,000 2 years later. I haven't thought of that one yet. Thank you.
Sounds like a great program. Thank you.
Thank you. Legislator Drucker, you have a question?
Yes. So the deed restriction, the veteran deed restriction alone was not the sole reason why it was sold for less than the appraised value. In addition, it has to meet the HUD midpoint income level. And what is that midpoint income level? How is it? Does it vary from year to year?
First question, in terms of the appraisal was done and came in one price. When we informed the appraiser that there would be a deed restriction of the property, he amended his report. So it's actually being sold for basically fair market value. So it's being sold for the appraised value.
The appraised value is $75,000. And then after the deed restriction, it's $56,000.
Right, after the, pardon me, after the appraiser was informed of the deed restriction, he amended his report to reflect.
Right, but there are two separate things. The veteran's deed restriction and the HUD affordable midpoint income level are two separate things, correct?
That's correct.
So, but this says that you just stated that it was sold for 56 because the appraiser wasn't aware that there was going to be a veteran's deed restriction.
That is correct.
But in addition to that, it also has to meet the HUD affordable midpoint income levels too. Is that?
Yes, and that looks to the income of the person who is purchasing.
Right, but that's unrelated to the veteran's deed restriction, is all I'm asking. Is that
Yes, it
correct?
is.
Okay. And what is that HUD? Does the HUD affordable midpoint income level vary? Does it change from year to year?
I think it changes from community to community.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from the legislators? Legislator Curran?
Just want to point out this property's in my district, so I'm very happy that it's coming.
I just have to clarify for the record on the motion. It was made by Legislator Dunn, seconded by Legislator Ford. Okay. Is there any public comment? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Legislator Rhodes has one more question.
I apologize. Just to clarify, I wanted to make sure that, what was the amount of the amended appraisal that reflected the restriction?
It decreased the value, right, by 25%.
Okay, so it is that 56,000 figure?
I'm sorry?
It is the 56,000 figure?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Public comment? Ms. Meredith?
Come on, Ms. Neville, this is good stuff.
Yes, I'm very encouraged by that, yes. I'm just hoping that we can continue to expand on the alliances that are providing support services, as well as the most important things for our veterans, which is housing. And we do have a number of veterans that are elderly, that are in homes that need to be upgraded. So I'm just curious as to whether the county is looking into those types of resources and services. As a matter of fact, I'm working with a veteran's family now. He's 92. He's a World War II veteran. He lives in Lynbrook in the East Rockaway zoning district. He needs to get a dormer extension put on his home so that his son and daughter-in-law can come and stay with him. But there are issues with getting the zoning rushed through. So I'm saying again that we have to look at all the entities. We have to continue to work together to address these issues so that our heroes who have homes can remain in their homes. Our focus is not just on getting those off of the street. We're trying to keep the larger number of veterans who are in jeopardy of losing their homes to be able to stay in their homes, to get the support services so that they can stay in their homes and that they can be properly supported. But I am definitely encouraged by this. I look forward to more, and I'm looking forward to the affordable ones so that our student veterans can stay on Long Island once they get an education here. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Okay. All those in favor of adopting this ordinance, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Just one more comment? Sorry.
Okay.
Question?
Legislator
Yeah,
Carr?
this is more of a comment. So with the Nassau County Land Bank, Legislator Bino and I both sit on the board, along with somebody else here. And this is a organization that we could partner with as part of the land bank to create veteran housing. And I'd like to pursue that relationship and pursue that partnership through the land bank.
You want to start?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's vote on this. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, motion to adjourn. So moved by Legislator Dunn, seconded by Legislator Rhodes. All in favor?